Welcome back. So in this tutorial we're going to look at how to put any kind of content you've created into an environment and make it look like it's projected. So going back to After Effects, just going to create a new composition from the Battersea power station image and put it up into the compositions. Right, so first of all, it's way too bright. Although it is nighttime, you can see all the lights are on, but the photo is actually way too bright to put any projection on there, because projection works best when it's dark. So I'm just going to change the levels a little bit. So I'm going to add a levels effect, go to Effect, Color Correction, Levels. There we go. Just make it darker. That'll probably do it. Cool, next I'm going to take, again, the split screen A, drag it in here, and now there's two ways. I mean, this is fairly straight on. In the previous tutorial we used, corner pin to make something look like it's perspective. You might have to, if it was a wall and you had it, you had a photo of it in perspective. What you would want to do is you would create one composition for the general size of it in this case, because I want to split this up in the middle. So I would put one piece here and one piece there, and I would create two compositions, one that only contains the left and that is exactly the size as well, and one that's exactly the right. But because we don't have a lot of and the reason for that is that when you use corner pin, you will always get them at the corners of the footage. So if you wanted to corner pin something that's this big, it would be easier to create a composition so you get the handles here and not there. Right, but for this one, because it's fairly straight on, it doesn't really make much of a difference. So I'm just going to scale it down to roughly how we want it to be first. Kind of looking at the left tower now. Cool. And then looking a bit closer. Right, and then all we need is add a mask to mask the content. So I'm going to go here. I'm just going to make sure I go down to that. Maybe I just want to scale it a little bit more, so I'm just going to hit S to open the scale and just click and then use the mouse arrow buttons up and down just to make it slightly smaller so it fits on that thing. Cool. So that's one thing, and I'm just going to duplicate this, so I hit Command D to duplicate it and move it over there. And I could draw another mask, but because I know that mask is pretty perfect in the way it's sitting, so I'm just going to change the mask from add to subtract, just so it gets rid of that part. So, oh no, actually it's not been so good, that mask, so I'm just going to double click on it and put it over there. Perfect. Right, so sometimes I find really, sometimes you need to see the mask and where everything is, but if in this case I kind of want to see the image and the mask is a bit distracting, so I'm going to use a shortcut which is Command-Shift-H, which basically just hides stuff. You can see it also hides kind of the boundaries of the layer, it hides the mask, and sometimes it can still drag it around, but it's just easier for me to see what's going on. So that would be Command-Shift plus H, hide extras. I know exactly what it's called, but it hides masks and layer boundaries and stuff like that. So that's not too bad. But maybe I'm just going to fudge the mask a bit more. Move it over there and move it, just because it's slightly too big. Right. Cool. And then Command-Shift-H again, just to hide everything. Great. It's roughly right. I could fudge it some more, but you get the point. And then, because the way projection works is that everything that is black becomes transparent, because that means there's no light and the projector is not firing any light. So we're just going to need to change the mode of these two layers. So I'm just going to make them visible again to make sure I have both of them selected. Yes, there we go. And I just change the mode to either screen or add, whichever works better for your situation. And now you can see, you get like a bit of the building structure back underneath, which makes it look nice and neat, like it's projected onto there. And again, you can replace this, you can use moving footage or stills or whatever in the background. And that's how you make something look like it's projected. Thanks very much for watching.